The people who challenge you the most are not always the ones who hate you. Sometimes they are the ones who see more in you than you see in yourself. This is something life taught me that I did not understand at first. In 2023, I began my undergraduate research project. My supervisor was Mr. David Jagboro. He was not harsh, but he did not tolerate average. When I found out he was my supervisor, I was happy, but I also knew one thing: I was going to work. I submitted my proposed topics confidently. He looked at them and said, "This have been done before. There's nothing new here. The gap is not clear." That moment humbled me. He asked me to go back and read other research works extensively and return with a refined problem. I went, but when I returned, I told him I couldn't really find a new problem. He asked me, "What did you read? Where are your materials?" My phone was down, I couldn't show close, and in that moment it looked like I wasn't serious. Then he said something that changed everything. "Where did you go and you did not see a problem to solve?" That question stayed with me because research begins with identifying a gap. You must locate a problem before you can offer a solution. He went into his office, printed research materials, handed them to me, and said, "Study these in 3 days. Come back and tell me the problem you found, or I will request another supervisor for you." That felt like pressure, but now I understand. It was expectation. I took the materials away and went somewhere quiet. Before I started reading, I prayed, "God, help me find something. Let me see what others did not see." As I read, one small portion caught my attention. The research focused on differences in how men and women speak, suggesting fixed communication styles, and something inside me questioned it. What if it's not about gender? What if it's about context? What if a man can speak in a way typically labeled as feminine, depending on situations? What if a woman can speak in a way typically labeled as masculine, depending on context? So I tested my thinking. I asked a male friend, "Can you speak in a submissive or soft manner even as a man?" He said yes. That was my gap. That was my research problem. I returned to my supervisor and explained my idea. He said, "Good. Now you have a project." That was the beginning, but it was not easy. Corrections were intense. Every chapter submission came with questions. He would test us to ensure we understood our own work. At the time, it felt stressful. Now I know he was building capacity. There were moments I cried. I used money I barely had to print drafts. He would mark errors and ask, "Why did you write this? Where did this idea come from?" Once I told him, "Sir, it is not explicitly written, but by implication." He responded, "When you face the panel, you will explain that." He was not attacking me, he was preparing me. Even when I thought I was almost done, he sent me back from chapter 4 to chapter 2. This felt unfair, but he was refining the foundation. Then defense day came. I presented briefly. The panel flipped through my work and said, "This is good. We know you did this yourself." Then they added something surprisingly. They said the topic was too broad for an undergraduate project, that it looked like a master's level thesis, that the only adjustment needed was narrowing the scope. Do you understand what this means? The same pressure that felt excessive produced excellence beyond expectation. It was not hatred, it was stretching. And then there's another person, Pastor Israel. Before he officially became my mentor, I was once stopped by his place to greet him after a video shot. He asked, "Where are you coming from?" I said I went to shoot content for my YouTube channel. He said, "You have a YouTube page?" Yes. "How many people have you told about it?" I did not have an answer. Then he said something that stung. "You're not serious." That really hurt because I knew the effort it took me to create content. But that sentence followed me home. And instead of shrinking, I reflected. Maybe I wasn't as intentional as I thought. Maybe effort without strategy is still immaturity. That challenge pushed me. And when I became aware that I needed a mentor, his name came to mind immediately. Because not everyone who corrects you is against you. Some people clap for you at your current level, while others call you to the next level. The ones who stretch you may feel uncomfortable, but comfort does not build excellence. Correction does. Here is the perfect truth. The best people in your life are not those who protect your ego. They are those who protect your potentials. They question you, they refine you, they send you back to redo. They demand clarity, not because they dislike you, but because they refuse to let you settle. If you have someone who challenges you, value them. If someone sees capacity in you that scares you, don't run. Growth rarely feels gentle, but stretching is not the same as breaking. And sometimes, the very people you think are hard on you are the ones assigned to build you.